He will see you through everything. Thank you very much.
He sees you awesome.
So now I'd like to invite Rochelle. This is Rochelle, and she's going to share a testimony with you.
Hi, like Jana said, my name's Rochelle, and I'm 19, about to turn 20. And I want to share a testimony that kind of relates to what Janice was talking about when I learned my true identity in Christ. When I was in high school, which was 2 years ago, yay! I learned how to fit in by creating this perfect world where nothing went wrong in. And I had everything in line. My grades were perfect. I was in every extracurricular I could do, and I was a leader in everything I could do. I played my instrument perfectly. Everything was perfect on the outside. And this caused me to have a lot of anxiety and fear, a fear of man about what happens if they find out I'm not perfect? What happens if my grades fail? What happens if this doesn't work? And so I went all through high school with this, and it didn't last very long. My freshman year of high school, going into my freshman year, everything kind of started crumbling. It's like that China doll that you hit, you barely tap it, and it just shatters. That was me. In the summer of going into my freshman year, I got diagnosed with complex migraines. And how I found this out was there was one day that I lost complete feeling in the left side of my body and lost sight in my left eye. I couldn't, my lungs started failing, and that could have been the anxiety, but I couldn't breathe. And when I got to the hospital, they thought I was having a stroke. And so I went 6 months with being on medication and having to hide the fact that I was sick, because who wants to be the sick girl in high school? And while I didn't have any devastating disease that was going to kill me, it was still not a part of my perfect world. And then around that same time that I got diagnosed with migraines, my grandmother found out she had breast cancer, which was just another crack in the China doll. And through that whole time, through the doctor's appointments and through everything, I was with my grandmother. I was the only grandkid that she allowed to go with her. So every surgery, everything that she went through, all the way up until when I started my freshman year, I was with. And that was very stressful. And with my migraines, it all kind of circled in together, which I'm healed from migraines, and my grandmother's breast cancer is cancer-free for 6 years now, so we are healed, but it didn't fit into my perfect world. And so I made it through my freshman year kind of there was a couple cracks in the China doll, but holding it together. And then we made it through, got to my sophomore year. Full week of school in my sophomore year, my brother-in-law passed away. He overdosed and died. And that was just like the final crack to the China doll. I was broken. My grades started dropping. Everything just started dropping because I didn't know who I was in Christ. Everything, all of the stuff that I had in my brain as perfect just started one by one going away. And it wasn't until that summer we went to Summer Family Bible Conference in Woodland Park at Charis, and they were talking about your true identity in Christ and how you don't have to be perfect because Christ is perfect, and we just rely on Christ. And I was saved. I had my salvation ticket, and that was it. I knew I could have a relationship with Jesus, but I thought relationship with Christ was reading the Word and fasting and all of the works. I thought that was relationship, so I was okay with that. But when it came to an actual one-on-one conversation with God, I didn't have it. I didn't know how to have it. And when they were talking about true identity, we were talking about how we are made righteous in Christ and all these things, like, wait, I don't have to do it myself? I don't have to work anymore? And I was completely set free from all of the works that I had. And it was still a journey. It was still a process, and I'm still walking through that process. But I know now that I don't have to be perfect because I can't be. There's no way that me and myself can be perfect. But something else that I learned is I learned how not to fear man, because my freshman self would not be standing up here. I would have been back behind the scenes, and I was fine with that stuff. But being up here, I was not okay with. But God has completely turned my life around. He's showed me my true identity, and I'm just so grateful that I have learned who I am in Christ. And it's still a journey, but every day I know that I can trust in him and that I don't have to worry about being perfect for man. And so that's the testimony I wanted to share today. I'm going to invite Brady up, and he's going to share a testimony with y'all as well.